This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. And anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, I did a video earlier about that new DTCC rule where these criminals can now share the same ID, broker, dealer. And I probably didn't explain it properly, how terrible this is. But let me break it down even further. Okay, let me break it down even further. And I'm looking at this rule, I'm analyzing this rule, and I'm going to tell you guys something. This is really some scandalous stuff. And the only purpose it serves, in my opinion, is to conceal transparency and cause confusion when the DOJ, the FBI, or the SEC decides to do an investigation and determine who was involved in committing the fraud and corruption. Let me give you a real-world scenario so you can understand what's going on. Let's say you work at a restaurant, and at the restaurant, you have different servers. Now, every time the server runs somebody's credit card, they have to put in their employee ID so that you know exactly who ran the credit card. So if there's any fraud or problem with the credit card, you know exactly which employee inputted the credit card, which employee had the credit card in their hand. So any problems whatsoever, you can go back to employee one and say, listen, this was your ID that was used, so we know that you had the credit card and you're the one that used the credit card in some fraudulent transaction. But if you give two employees the same ID number, then if there's a problem with the credit card, employee one could say, it wasn't me. Employee two could say, it wasn't me. And there is no way for the investigators to know exactly who was involved in the fraud with the credit card because both employees have the same ID number. So when it's time to go to trial, if they arrest both of them, they both are going to get off scot-free because the fact that there's no way to verify exactly which one of them did it, it creates reasonable doubt. And that's what's happening here with this one ID for dealers and brokers. When there's an investigation, the SEC, the DOJ, the FBI, or even if it's in front of a judge, won't be able to determine exactly who committed the infraction because they're both entering the exact same ID. So automatically it creates reasonable doubt. The bottom line is this. These criminals are being held by the DTCC to protect themselves from lawsuits and indictments further down the road. So right now, with this new rule, they can engage in all type of fraud and corruption, and they won't be able to bring it back to a specific broker or specific dealer because they're going to say, no, it wasn't me, it was them. And the other person's going to say, no, it wasn't me, it was them. And nobody's going to really know what's going on. The fraud and corruption in the United States stock market is so out of control that it's sickening. And the fact that the regulatory agencies are helping them rob and steal from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules is absolutely crazy to me. Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.